Okay.
Nice collection of racket, eh?
Yeah, we're gonna go live now. Hola amigos de toda Latinoamérica, como siempre es un gusto para nosotros estar con ustedes. Estamos en vivo en este momento con una transmisión del Segal Institute, con un invitado de primera calidad internacional, alguien muy apreciado, muy querido de mi parte, un amigo de hace muchos años, pero además un líder extraordinario del tenis internacional. Con nosotros está Luis Cayer. Hi Luis, good to see you.
Hello,
Thank you.
Fernando.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting me.
No, thank you to be with us. I'm gonna make a brief introduction of all your career, okay? Él fue capitán de Copa Davis durante 12 años de Canadá y además desarrolló también el programa de capacitación de entrenadores que en su momento fue un éxito. Desde el 2007 comenzó a trabajar para Inglaterra, para la Federación de Tenis de Inglaterra, la LTA, y trabajando no solamente con el equipo de Copa Davis, con el equipo de Fed Cup, como consultor y entrenador en jefe de ambos equipos, sino también es el tutor del curso más alto de educación de la LTA. Luis ha entrenado y desarrollado a 6 número 1 del mundo en dobles y 26 jugadores que han estado en los tops 50 de dobles del mundo. Es un especialista en dobles y también es un especialista de educación de entrenadores. También recibió el premio al servicio distinguido del tenis por parte de la ITF en el 2011 y en el 2013 recibió el mismo premio por Tenis Canadá. Luis también es una influencia muy fuerte para los entrenadores y en el pasado escribió el método de acción, el Action Method, que él es autor. Así que con nosotros es un gusto tener no solamente una personalidad, un hombre de investigación, también un hombre que ha trabajado toda su vida para desarrollar jugadores de tenis con la especialidad del doble. Thank you to be with us, Luis. Was a brief introduction. If you have to read everything, we have 2 hours of program,
All right. Looking forward to it.
Okay. Let's move on in our first question. Okay. La primera pregunta va a ser sobre la evolución del dobles profesionalmente. Around the world, and everybody knows that you are a doubles specialist. No, you were coaching top players, top number 1 players, 6 number 1 players, and you are following always because you research, you publish, you study a lot the game, and you did a lot of things for doubles game. How you see the last 10 years? Which kind of modifications in terms of the doubles, professional doubles? No?
The most important things on the women's game, I don't think it has changed that much, but on the men's game, it changed tremendously. 10 years ago, if a guy would serve and stay back, he would say, I play doubles, but I don't play proper doubles. I stay back on my serve. And there was maybe 5-10%. Now over 50% on their first serve stay back, and maybe 65% stay back on their second serve. So that's a massive change. In the last 5 years, one of the topics that I had in the training camp was, how will we beat these damn singles players who serve, stay back, whack their forehand, and so on. So it created I had to develop a lot of new tactics to beat these singles players, playing both back on return and staying back on their serve. It created a new challenge for us. So that has changed a lot. Oh yeah, you have to translate before I keep on. Sorry about
that. We know that we have a chat between us. We talk in English, but anyway, let's translate. Okay, we have a lot of people right now from Mexico, from Uruguay, from Costa Rica watching us. Okay, we're gonna say hello from Argentina too. Say hello for everyone. Lo que dice que el tenis de mujeres en dobles no ha cambiado tanto, pero sí en los últimos 10 años, 5 años, el tenis de hombres ha cambiado mucho, porque en el primer saque el 50% de los hombres se quedan atrás jugando y en el segundo saque incluso llega hasta el 65%, por lo cual tuvo que trabajar mucho en generar nuevas estrategias, bien, porque ya los jugadores no suben tanto a la red como era frecuente antes. Bien, okay, go ahead.
Okay. Now, on the other end, it's perfect for all the club members. So for all of you coach that teach doubles at the recreational level, you don't have now to say to a member like me, I'm at my age, you have to serve and volley now because everybody does that. No, people can stay back. You have to play one up, one back on the return. No, you can play both back if you don't want to be hit, hat, and stuff like this. The lob is back. I remember in the 1990, I was doing conference around the world based on power doubles. Now, Jamie Murray, which I coach, became #1 in the world without hitting one single hard ball. He lobs, he chip and charge. So it's all based on a precision game, lob. So therefore, if you're a member and you don't want to serve and volley, if you want to stay back, if you're not hitting hard, if you want to use a lob and all this, everything goes now, which is much more fun, and you can individualize your coaching much better like this.
Una de las cosas fundamentales que vio, y esto es muy bueno para los entrenadores que nos están viendo y los entrenadores que trabajan con jugadores de club, es que ya no necesitan decirle al entrenador hagan saque y volea, al jugador de club hagan saque y volea, porque hoy el doble se juega también mucho de atrás. De hecho, en la devolución hay ocasiones que los dos jugadores se quedan atrás y en el saque el que saca se queda atrás, por lo cual hoy hay muchas más variantes. Y esto es importante. Por ejemplo, antes también él en la década del 90 comenzó con una presentación que daba alrededor del mundo sobre el poder en el dobles y cómo golpear, ¿sí? Y él entrena o dirigió durante mucho tiempo a Jamie Murray, que llegó a ser #1 del mundo y ganó Grand Slams. Y Jamie no le pegó nunca muy fuerte a la pelota, sino que todo se trataba de precisión. Él considera que el dobles hoy es un juego de mucha precisión, de cada vez más precisión. Y entonces Jamie hacía pelotas cortas, chip, globos, volvió el globo como un recurso muy importante para generar combinaciones, por lo cual recomienda a los entrenadores ahora de que no usen la vieja instrucción de subir a red, sino de jugar de fondo y hacer diferentes combinaciones.
Yeah. And of course, I cannot talk about the evolution of doubles without talking about the sudden death games and the super tiebreak, because that have changed so much of doubles. I don't know exactly. I could have researched before talking to you in which year it was implemented, but let's say in the last 10 years, that facilitate the singles players to play, because now they know it could be just an hour and a half to play versus being stuck to play 3 hours a match before their singles match. So they know it's short, but it has changed a lot, the tactics, the sudden death points, who takes the return, who do this super tiebreak. And you could have an approach tactically to play the score, like what I was proud last year. In the super tiebreak, the top 5 teams who won the most super tiebreak in a percentage, 4 were Brits. So I have, that cliche, you play always your best at the end. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going, stuff like this. So I say your season will come down at the end by how many super tiebreak you win, and then you go through some specific tactics to play the score. And if your approach works well, then you have good results.
Okay. Una de las cosas que también tenemos que considerar es que los cambios en el reglamento que tienen que ver con las nuevas formas de marcación del score, como es el NOAT o el super tiebreak, permiten que el doble también haya cambiado muchísimo. Hoy la tendencia es, por ejemplo, las mejores parejas de dobles son equiparadas las que más han ganado super tiebreaks en momentos decisivos. Entonces, también el NOAT genera que tú tienes que definir quién va a devolver, qué tipo de jugada vas a hacer, cuál es la tendencia del sacador. Entonces, generó también la modificación de utilizar diferentes tipos de scores, ¿sí? También diferentes tipos de tactics. Yeah. Okay.
I enjoy listening to you speak Spanish. It's very nice.
Thank you. Wow, we did a lot of courses together. You did, and then I follow you. Talking about this, how is the process of the communication? Because doubles is a society between two players, because On the past, were a time where some of the singles, like McEnroe, was playing doubles with a good partner. Then was like a time with some doubles specialists, and right now is like be back. Some singles players are coming in some way in some tournaments. And how was that society in terms of communication? Which kind of recommendation or big points you consider which are very important for doubles?
I would say I'm not 100% sure I capture your question, but is it my communication with the doubles team, me as a coach with them? Okay, I see a doubles team like 3 people. So why I see that at 3, I have to communicate, let's say, with you on the do side player, take your personality, your strength, your weakness, and be sure you play the best doubles possible. I have to do the same with the outside player. And I have to be sure I talk to the team. This is how you're going to merge together. And this is how I see you be the best as you can as the team. And Fernando, this is how you're going to set up your partner. Partner, this is how you set up the strength. So I see that like 3 people talking to the team, talking to the do side, talking to the outside. And when I scout, the same thing. I scout the do side player, I scout the outside player, and I scout how they play as a team. And I make them write a covenant, an agreement, like a marriage. This is why I commit to you in the doubles, because they have to really invest in the team, not just in them. And it's almost a metaphor for life. I think in a couple, you have to do things for yourself, for your wife, and for the couple. And if you're not committed to the couple, it won't work well. So they have to commit to the team, and there's a lot of things that comes around. Team first, and that's it. So the communication is to establish the best team possible.
Una de las cosas, la pregunta fue cómo crea esa sociedad entre los 2 jugadores y entre el entrenador. Él dice que para él, si bien es el dobles, es un equipo de 3, donde el entrenador tiene que trabajar cómo van a generar la posición de evolución, el que está afuera y el que está dentro, también cómo tienen que hablarse entre ellos, cómo tienen que hablar desde el punto de vista neutro cuando están en la parte neutra con él, porque desde su punto de vista, independientemente que tienen que generar pautas como un código común que lo establece como si fuera un matrimonio, ¿no? Entre 2 personas. O sea, tienen que no solamente pensar lo que es mejor para ellos, sino también lo que es mejor para el equipo, ¿sí? Y en ese sentido genera lo mismo que pasa en la pareja, en un matrimonio. O sea, no es lo que tú quieres o lo que ella quiera, o tu esposa quiera, sino lo que es mejor para la pareja. Yeah. And in terms of communication, because how much affects from your point of view, because on the past, probably social network, it's not an issue. But right now, in terms of the communication, in terms of the interest, how you deal with the social network or all the exposure that the player have right now, no?
I think for those who coach juniors, all the social network, it's a lot of distraction and stuff like this. I talked to some colleagues, but personally, like I coach right now 7 players, and they're all in the top 55 in the world, top 50. So I don't have that much issues. They're the mission. They want now Joe Salisbury just won the Australian Open, and so they're on a mission. So I don't have that much difficulty to keep them focused on what they have to do. But I heard from some of my colleagues that, like that juniors will prefer to go in 1-star hotel if there's free Wi-Fi than go in a 5-star hotel if there's 0 Wi-Fi. So they have really an addiction to that. But maybe I didn't capture your question properly. But for me right now, my interaction with the players, nothing really has changed with the past.
Okay. Now that is related how you manage with the top players about social network in terms of the communication, because on the past, if they lose the match for some reasons, it's more internal. Right now, the exposure is a lot, in terms not only the TV, it's always with the social network. That's
okay. But anyway. But to answer that personally, I like it, because if you coach winners, more there's kind of performance pressure environment, more they thrive. And if you're with a loser, more there's performance pressure, they collapse.
Yeah.
But I like to be with people who can win. So this pressure is even helping me to do a better job as a coach. It's not an hindrance for me.
Okay.
I like that they have that pressure around, because what is pressure is what you put on yourself, right?
Yeah.
So if you put Jamie Murray on center court, he will play very, very well. If you put him on a side court, he may not play as well. And some other people are different. You put them in center court, they will not play well. And on a side court, they'll play well. So what is pressure? It's very, very personal.
Yeah. And how each one deals with the pressure, ¿no?
Exactly.
Ok, la pregunta fue cómo en el proceso de la comunicación y maneja con los jugadores el tema de las redes sociales, ¿no? Porque hoy los jugadores tienen mucha presión también de exponerse. Lo primero que dice es que con los jugadores top que ha trabajado no tiene ese problema porque los jugadores son muy enfocados. Pasa mucho más con los jugadores juniors porque aunque son jugadores que son más millennial o generación Z, sí, son jugadores que están mucho más pendientes de lo que pasa en forma externa. Sin embargo, desde el punto de vista de lo que es la presión, de la exposición, él está igual contento porque en definitiva lo ayuda para hacer su trabajo. O sea, si el jugador tiene más presión, en definitiva su trabajo es manejar cómo maneja la presión. Y da el caso de Jamie Murray. Si Jamie Murray juega en la cancha central de Wimbledon o la cancha central de Australia, sí, seguramente va a jugar mejor que si lo colocan en una cancha lateral donde tiene mucho menos público. Bien, ¿por qué? Porque la presión la va a usar para motivarse y para tratar de jugar lo mejor. Talking about doubles, about poaching, poaching, you talk a lot in your book, and this is a crucial action also for club players and for normal coaches. Can you explain the difference, the different types of poaching in modern tennis, and a basic concept that can be useful for the coaches?
Yes. First, in the past, we thought that poaching was only when serving. Now you can poach when you serve. You can poach a lot when you return. There's a lot of receivers partner putting pressure on poaching. And you can poach when there's a rally cross court. Now, in the past, men were not staying back. So we were rarely poaching when there's a rally. But now with 50% of the men staying back, that's back in play. And it was always a consideration for women's tennis. Okay, so you poach when you serve, you poach when you return, you poach when there's a cross-court rally. Now there's 3 types of poach that you can train. Poach per reaction. You're at the net, suddenly you see, gee, the ball is quite easy, let's go. And then you take it. Poach per anticipation. Suddenly you see the ball is too close to the guy, he cannot hit down the line. It's so obvious he's going to hit cross-court, and you poach. And there's a poach per command. When you both agree, let's on the serve, let's serve there and I poach. But sometime also in return, you will see a lot of top teams when there's a T serve and they have like kind of to dive for it, then they would have agreed to poach because it's tougher, especially on the outside. If you dive on a T serve in the middle on the outside and you have to recover to make a passing against 2 guys at the net on your backhand, it's much better than your partner poach and you keep going on the do side and use your forehand again. So we do make signals also to poach on return. When the rally goes on, normally it's more like a poach per reaction or anticipation. It's rare that we say, oh, I'm going to poach on the second ball or the third ball. We tried that, but it doesn't work very well. So you poach per reaction, anticipation, comment. You can poach per comment when you serve, when you return, but during a cross-court rally, you don't really use that.
Ok. La pregunta fue sobre cruzarse, ¿no? Sobre robar bien la pelota ante cruzarse. Y él dice que antes en el pasado se hacía mucho más sobre el saque. Actualmente se hace sobre el saque, sobre la devolución y también sobre los tiros cruzados, cuando estás en una posición de jugar cruzado constantemente, ¿sí? Entonces actualmente hay que manejar las 3 opciones. También en la descripción de lo que es la característica de cruzarse, hay 3 opciones o 3 consideraciones para hacerlo, ¿sí? Lo que es cruzarse por reacción, Quiere decir, por ejemplo, ves que que tu compañero hace un muy buen saque, el contrario deja una pelota fácil y tú reacciones y entonces generas una volea. La segunda es por anticipación, ¿bien? O sea, tú lees la tendencia que tiene el jugador y acuerdas que si la pelota, el sacador o el devolvedor hizo tal cosa que es tu partner, tú decides cruzarte porque anticipas lo que va a ser el golpe cruzado. Y la tercera es por instrucción, por acuerdo. Dan una palabra y dice, bueno, en la segunda me voy a cruzar, o en la tercera, o si sacas al revés, me voy a cruzar y hago una seña. Quiere decir, entonces, para que le quede claro, hay tres tipos. Cruzarse por reacción, cruzarse por anticipación y cruzarse por palabra, por comando. ¿Ok? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, very good. No, this is a big point because in terms of poaching in return, I think you see a lot right now. No, it's like on the past is like they stay more passive in some way, and that's it's a consideration only to talk to the people. A lot of people are saying hello to you. People like I say from Argentina, from Mexico, from Costa Rica. From Brazil, yeah, from Colombia. He's saying hi to you, Luis.
Hi back, except Costa Rica. I went to the other 4 countries and really enjoyed it.
Okay, okay. Well, always you're gonna have a chance. You, in the same way that people know that you are an expert in doubles, you are an expert in coaching. You did a lot for Tennis Canada and also to the British system, no? The same comparison, how you evolve the coaching concept, the coaches system for coaches, for modern tennis coaches. What are your opinion?
The opinion is that there is a time where some concepts clicks in. So for example, if you were talking about person first, and it looks like a bit too new age. It looks a bit like, yeah, come on, you're there to teach technique and tactics, and that's what it is, you know. But now I think there's a place where people all agree, because it's in every sport. In football, baseball, and all this, they all have a specialist, a personal who takes care of the person, because they want to secure the investment. They don't want the player to come and play bad because they have fight with his wife, struggle with the mortgage, and they have someone that they can go in the team to deal with personal issues. Now, in our federation and many federations, they have the same specialist, but the specialist cannot travel with you all year long when you're on the road. So you have to be much more aware and concerned about the person and ensure their happiness and the junior and all this. We cannot develop a player with unhappiness. We cannot develop players by putting drugs. We have to respect the person. Second, there's a big opening now.
Sorry. Let me translate that. Su opinión es que una de las cosas fundamentales que ha cambiado es que antes, cuando tú decías primero la persona, era como un estilo más New Age, ¿no? Era un estilo más hippie, por decirlo de alguna forma, ¿sí? En cambio, ahora es una realidad. Todas las federaciones están trabajando en su sistema de capacitación, incluso otros deportes como el béisbol, como el fútbol, están trabajando con personas que tienen cuidado y cuidan no solamente la capacitación técnica, sino también la capacitación centrada en las personas. Tú no puedes desarrollar jugadores si los jugadores no están contentos, si están tristes, si están frustrados. Entonces tienes que trabajar la instrucción técnica, también dándole un contenido que tiene que ver con la evolución de la persona. Sorry.
That's fine. So I see that like a 3P, the person first, second, the performer. The performer, I borrowed the words from Spain, is head, heart, and legs. So if you really want, it's about coaching people tennis and not coaching tennis to people. So it's to coach a person tennis, and second is to coach a performer in the sport of high performance, how to develop a performer. And then it's about the player, the tactics and the technique. So I use the 3P, person first, performer, and then tennis player. And performer is head, heart, and legs, which is mental, emotional, and physical.
Yep.
And player is tactics and technique.
Okay. This is a very important point. Una de las cosas que recomienda para todos es que él llama las 3P, ¿no? Que la enseñanza desde el punto de vista, bueno, nosotros tenemos, no sería la 3P para nosotros, sería PPJ, ¿no? Que es primero la persona, lo segundo es el performance, o sea, el competidor, y el tercero sería el jugador. El primer punto es la persona, que tiene que ver con la entidad como ser humano. El segundo, el performer, que dice él, es el competidor. Es la capacidad que tiene en todas las cosas que hace, es estar en competencia. Y ahí hay una unión de la cabeza, el corazón y las piernas, en esa línea, ¿sí? Cabeza, corazón y piernas, que ya hablaremos de ese tema más adelante nosotros, ¿sí? Y el tercero, que tiene que ver con el jugador, que en inglés es player, para nosotros es jugador, que tiene que ver con toda la parte técnica, toda la parte táctica. Esos tres elementos van juntos para desarrollar el proyecto.
Thank you. And like I say, I present these concepts in the 1980s, and now we're in 2020, and now everybody is open to that. Everybody embraced that. But when I was talking the same thing in the early 90s, it was not so well open. But now the people are open, coaches are open, and there's zero resistance in either in Canada or in UK for these notions.
Yeah. Dice que en la década del 90 él comenzó con estos conceptos, ¿sí? Y que en esa época la gente no estaba tan abierta y lo veían con cierta distancia. En cambio ahora considera que los entrenadores están mucho más abiertos a entender los diferentes planos de un jugador y cómo todos afectan en definitiva su juego. Talking about this, because you developed the concept of the action method. No, how evolved the action method to the present? No, since your early ages, how was that process?
First, I didn't mind to change the word because the ITF was using the word game-based approach, yep. And I didn't want to feel like Canada was outside of the ITF. Same thing when I arrived in the UK. We're using the word game-based approach, which is the same as the action method. I refined the game-based approach by adding to it the integrated approach. So therefore, I add that performer inside of it, and that makes a big change. So for example, 10 years ago, if you ask me, what is strategy, Louis? I would say it is the game plan to win the match. They are the tactics to win the match. Now, if you ask me, Louis, what is strategy? I will say it is the objectives to win the match. And I will speak to your heart. Fernando, you're going to go there. You're going to die out there. You're going to run everything. You understand till second downs. Come on, you're fit. You're going to outlast them. So just suck it up, It's going to be tough out there, whatever. And I will give you also some tactics, but I will give you also some refocus word. And if you feel like you don't feel your serve, just relax your hands and feel again that whip. So I'm going to give you a refocus word on your technique. I will give you a very clear strategy on your head and heart and legs. And I will give you also a few tactics on it. But what is important is at the end of the match, I have to do a debrief. And the debrief has to be on the objectives. And if your objective in the past was just tactics, then you just talk about tactics. But if your objective was about your fighting spirit, your energy, all this, then I talk about it. So suddenly the player realizes, hey, he's serious. That's very important.
Yeah.
And I find that you have much more chance to develop good fighter, good competitor, if you involve these objectives and the word strategy. So strategy are the objective to win the match. In the past, strategy was the tactical game plan to win the match. And it looks like small difference, but it's a huge difference, the way you communicate with players.
It's a big point for the coaches, and it's a very good concept. Let me translate, please. El concepto fundamental es, la pregunta fue cómo cambió, porque él escribió el Action Method hace muchos años y estaba basado también en el concepto de la enseñanza basada en el juego que usaba la ITF, y él no quiso cambiar el nombre y siguió la misma línea. Lo mismo pasó cuando fue en UK. Pero sí, una de las cosas que evolucionó y que cambió es que él metió el concepto de la integridad, del concepto de no solamente que sea un método de acción, sino un método integrado para la persona. ¿Y por qué esto es muy importante? ¿Por qué? Porque, por ejemplo, cambió el concepto de la estrategia. Antes la estrategia para él era un plan de juego para ganar. En cambio, ahora lo cambió por objetivos de ese plan de juego para ganar. Y si los objetivos son trabajar la línea de la cabeza, corazón, piernas, bien, trabajaremos el espíritu competitivo, la persistencia, la capacidad de ganar, ¿sí? La capacidad de lucha, el esfuerzo, ¿sí? Entonces, ¿qué ocurre? Eso cambia muchísimo, porque si al final del partido, independientemente de que ganaste o perdiste, lo que íbamos a analizar como objetivo del plan de juego iba a ser mejorar la forma que te entregas, la forma que compites, la forma que persistes en el partido, entonces el análisis, porque siempre después del partido tiene que haber un análisis, es un elemento crucial.
Thank you.
Okay, and that in that evolution, you did it more integrated, and then how was the results in terms on the understanding of the coaches? How did you feel it? They integrate to the normal process of coaching?
It was a bit challenging because, let's say, even the footwork, they thought it was the fitness coaches who should do the footwork instead of them. And they always forget that if you teach the footwork, you have a great chance to praise and label, gee, you're such a fighter, run until the second bounce, like beat the bounce. If you don't beat the bounce, you cannot beat. So you can talk to the heart on the footwork. You can also have a tactical side of footwork. Be sure you recover there. There's a physical side of it. Come on, you can be more balanced, stride more. There's a technical side of footwork. So right now, they start to realize that whatever we do, there's always a mental side, a physical side, a tactical side, and technical side on everything. Teaching volleys, teaching footwork, whatever, there's always these four components. And they start to be quite at ease with it, to the point where, and that will be the same thing, we used to say just put a drill and then give feedback on the skill. Now it's put the drill, ensure the will is there, the engagement, and then you can teach the skill. But if the drill is not there, if the guy doesn't give his best, if he's not focused and engaged, please don't talk about the skill. You have to change the performer first before you talk to the player. And now that's getting easier and easier for them, yes.
And in the same way, the coaches has to be a performer too.
Exactly. And we make them practice to talk to the head. So to the head, Fernando, you know this. Fernando, it's so important to talk to the heart. And come on, Fernando, and talk to the legs. They have to, during the lesson, have a different style of communication versus what they try to reach you. Do you want to reach this, or this? Yeah. And I think it's important in your communication to have that flexibility.
Yeah. Una de las cosas fundamentales que él cree que en el concepto de generar siempre ser competidores, es que los entrenadores, y es la pregunta que le hice, ¿cómo lo tomaron los entrenadores? Es que los entrenadores empezaron a entender que es diferente hablar a la cabeza, a hablar al corazón y hablar a los pies o las manos, que son, en definitiva representan la acción. Entonces, empezaron a entrenar a sus entrenadores en cuál es el tipo de diálogo que tienen que tener cuando tú le hablas a la cabeza y hablas de cuestiones tácticas, cuando le hablas al corazón, que tiene que ver con el deseo, con la persistencia, con el esfuerzo, bien, con el sueño que tiene, y en el caso de las manos y en las piernas, lo que tiene que ver con la acción, con la técnica y con la táctica. Por ejemplo, dio el ejemplo de lo que pasa con los preparadores físicos, que él cree que los preparadores físicos tienen que saber de movilidad, pero en la movilidad tienes un perfil integrado. Quiere decir, una cosa es la parte de los tipos de pasos que vas a hacer, que es la movilidad técnica, la movilidad táctica, que tiene que ver con las ubicaciones y los momentos del punto, pero también puedes trabajar lo que tiene que ver con el corazón. Y entonces, si le dices, bueno, ahora agárrala antes del segundo pique, más explosión, ajusta más, lo que estás trabajando es el corazón. Entonces, la idea es que los 4 niveles estén todo el tiempo integrándose, todo el tiempo. I'm talking about this because it's very important and we share a lot of concepts together about it. it gives us the sense of the today we have the opportunity to have a more complete, more holistic player, no? Because more even right now the players are talking more about the sense, no, the emotion, no, because probably in the past the emotional part was step outside, no. Now the emotional side is very important, you know. The people, even the top players, when they lose or they won the match, they talk about the emotions, no. How is the process for you to talk about the emotion for players and for coaches too?
I think it's very important, and a lot of players have been quite open on mental health, like Coco and all this. They express the pressure that they submit, and they can talk about it. In the past, they would have looked like a crybaby, but now it's very open and very acknowledged. What I have a very clear philosophy on emotions. First, I always try to validate the emotion, but not necessarily the content of the emotion. So I could say, oh, Fernando, you look quite angry right now. But I would not say, yeah, you're right to be angry. That guy is nuts or stuff like this. I will validate the emotion. Then with the emotion, I see three ways. I will go very quickly on that. One, you could suppress the emotion. That will make you ill. That will make you sick if you always suppress. Then you could express your emotion. So that's better for you, but your people around you just get crazy. So you affect the health of people around you. The third way is to transform your emotion, which means what trigger that emotion doesn't trigger it anymore because you change your way of looking at the world, of looking at things. So if before when you were saying, Louis, you're such a bad coach, and I would get angry. That's stupid. If you say now, Louis, you're such a bad coach, I'll say, oh, that's interesting, Fernando. What makes you say that? You know, so I'm not angry anymore. So I'm not suppressing it. I'm not expressing it. It's not there anymore. I'm just more curious about what do you mean exactly? Stuff like this. But so we call that a change of paradigm. As soon as you start to see things differently. So that's what I want to do. Sorry, that will be a long translation. I see myself informing people, giving them knowledge, forming people, developing competencies, and transforming their belief, their values, and all this to help them to become winner. And if I have no skill in transforming their emotion, their belief, their values, and stuff like this, I don't think I'm a high performance coach. If I just inform, I'm a normal coach. But to be high performance, you have to be able to transform.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Good luck with the translation. It's a long one.
It's a long one. Don't worry. Very interesting. Many people are watching this. Una de las cosas fundamentales, la que le pregunté sobre cómo maneja las emociones, ¿no? Y en las emociones, él dice que hay tres conceptos fundamentales que son importantes entender en el manejo de la emoción. La primera es el hecho de que los jugadores hoy hablan mucho de sus emociones. Hoy tienes jugadores que hablan más de cómo se sintieron en el partido y cómo manejaron la situación. Entonces, sobre los tres conceptos que hay para las emociones, la primera es suprimirla, meterla para adentro, jugadores que se meten y la reprimen. La segunda, jugadores que expresan la emoción, o sea, gritan, ¿no? Y entonces generan que todo el mundo alrededor se sienta como loco, se sienta, ¿viste?, incluso agredido por esa emoción. Y la tercera es cuando el jugador transforma la emoción. O sea, que genera por qué es lo que le está pasando a él, que esta situación generó enojo, o generó frustración, o generó ira, o generó tristeza, ¿sí? Entonces, lo que es importante es que el jugador aprenda a reconocerse para poder transformar esa emoción, y lo mismo también los entrenadores. Dentro de ese proceso, como entrenador, él considera que hay tres elementos fundamentales. El primero es información, que es el proceso de dar conocimiento a otro, que es lo que hacemos todos nosotros. O sea, tenemos un bagaje, una cantidad de información y se lo informamos al otro. Formar, que es el segundo concepto, que es como nosotros le enseñamos al otro toda esa información que tenemos. Y la tercera es lo más importante, que tiene que ver con un entrenador y sobre todo un entrenador de alto rendimiento, que es cuando transformas a la persona, cuando transformas a ese jugador. cuando tomas sus valores, sus emociones, sus principios, sus hábitos y generas una nueva persona, ¿no? Lo ayudas a transformarse a él mismo. Okay, it's good.
Yeah. And for me, because I think you asked also for a coach, what has helped me for my emotions, it was to change a lot of the must that I have to preferences. So like if you must thank me after a training and you don't, I'm upset. If I prefer you thank me after and you don't, I'm okay. I just prefer that. Same thing, like make an example, I go to a restaurant, I must have a glass of water when I sit down. The waitress doesn't bring me, I get upset at her. If I prefer, I may ask her, could you bring me a glass of water, please? She didn't. I could ask again, but I keep talking with you, I'm not upset.
Yeah.
But if it was a must, I get upset, and now I'm annoying you. You wanted a nice lunch, and you're with someone who just complain all the time. So just a switch focus from a must to a preference. And I have a lot of little mental trick like this to help me to just see it just in a little different way, so I can be more in peace, more calm, more serene, more center as a person, and not experience real wild negative emotions.
Yeah. Una de las cosas fundamentales que dice que para manejar las emociones y que él lo utiliza es cambiar el debe ser por las preferencias. Pues cuando tú pones mucho en el debe ser, te pones mucha presión y si no lo cumples o no lo tienes, ¿sí? Te enojas. O sea, si da el ejemplo de que, a ver, si yo quisiera que siempre el alumno, cuando termine la clase, me debería dar las gracias y no me lo da, entonces me enojo, porque yo lo pongo en un concepto de que debería ser así. En cambio, si lo pongo en una preferencia, me gustaría, preferiría que lo hagan. Y si lo hace, qué bueno, porque entonces me siento reconfortado. Pero si no lo hace, no pasa nada, porque es una preferencia, no es una obligación. Y así en los mismos sentidos. O sea, cuando tú cambias el must, que es el deber, por una preferencia, entonces te vas a sentir más en calma, más tranquilo, porque vas a bajar las expectativas y vas a tomar lo mejor que te está dando cada uno y vas a estar más centrado en ti mismo. Yeah. This is a very holistic concept and also for tennis, it's for life, no? Which is very important. Which kind of things inspire you, Luis? Because you are always looking for new things. Which are your inner motivation to keep going, to keep improving, to keep researching, to helping others?
But as you can imagine, I do self-reflect a lot on these things, and I'm quite aware that the values you have are your source of motivation, why you get out. So I'm very, very clear on my values. I check them. My first value, especially since I'm a father and all this, it's love and family. But my second and third value, it will explain why I'm like this. My second value is like contribution. I love to contribute. So that's why I'm a coach, because you help people to achieve their dream and you're a great contributor. And my third value is self-growth. I really want to, like the canaille of constant and never-ending improvement. That's part of who I am, what I want. And I don't like when people define me, put me in the box, because I feel who I was 3 years ago is not the same as I am. And in 3 years, I like to see myself as a human being in always constant evolution, always striving to be a better me. And I don't want to look corny by saying that. I really believe that I am on a journey to always be a better me, professionally, but also as a father and also as a spouse. So contribution and self-growth is what makes me wake up in the morning, and I work very hard and I never feel burnout because it's a passion.
Yeah.
So it's I'm just passionate.
It's not work, no.
Yeah.
Ok, la pregunta es ¿qué lo inspira, ¿no? ¿Qué lo motiva para hacer y continuar siempre buscando nueva información y investigando y ayudando a otros? Dice que él está muy consciente de quién es y está muy consciente de la importancia que es como persona, y hay 3 valores que lo definen. El valor número 1 tiene que ver con el amor, que tiene que ver con su familia, con las personas que él quiere. El segundo fundamental es contribución, ¿sí? Es por eso también es un maestro, por eso es un entrenador, porque en definitiva quiere ayudar a otros y es su segundo valor, el valor de la contribución. Y el tercero es el del crecimiento personal, es el crecimiento de él mismo, y eso hace que él se motive todos los días y todos los días comience su día con mucha energía positiva, con mucha motivación y muy inspirado por seguir adelante y seguir contribuyendo. Let's talk a little bit about tennis, because we have some our chat, which is like a coffee between friends. We have 45 minutes. No, it's like this. We have some question from people. Let's have a couple more questions, and then we can ask someone's about from the people. Okay.
Yeah.
How was for you, of course, professionally, but how was the process? Because you did a great contribution that England can win the Davis Cup. How was that time? Because double was very important, and you did a wonderful work with Jamie, and also he played with Andy too, and was Andy is most of the time was a single player, no? But in this crucial part was a double player too. How was the process, and how you feel it? No, because Davis Cup is a very important concept for the tennis player.
Well, first, I'll answer two things. I'll answer my feeling, and then I'll talk about Andy.
Yeah.
My feeling, of course, when I was in 1989 with Pierre Lamarche, we would go to ITF and say, Canada, we want to win Davis Cup and all this. So it was always part of a dream. And when you're a Davis Cup coach or captain, it raised even your level of patriotism and because you represent your country, and it's every player, there's a lot of pride in playing for your country, pride and honor. So I didn't achieve it with Canada. So to achieve it with UK, I still felt part like I won Davis Cup. So I became the first Canadian coach to win Davis Cup. Yes, I was quite pleased. Now it's different than a slam, because I was with a team. I coached a team who won the gold medal in Sydney, Lau and Nestor. I was with them for 10 years. I know them a lot. I was with guys winning slam like Jamie Murray, John. But winning Davis Cup is different. It's a team, and you have to win. Now the formula has changed, but in February and April and June, so it's like there's a build-up, a crescendo of winning teams. And when you arrive, and then the last point is played, like everybody knows in UK, the topspin lob of Andy Murray to beat Goffin and win this. It's a strange feeling. You don't experience that when you work one-on-one with a player. It's unique. It was beautiful. And I can make you translate that. Then I'll talk to you about Andy with the doubles. Okay?
Andy and Jamie. Okay.
Yeah.
La pregunta fue cómo se sintió él, porque en definitiva fue 12 años de capitán de Copa Davis, y en el año 98 él junto a Pierre Lamarche, otro buen amigo, we are sending regards to Pierre Lamarche, to good friend. Soñaron con que Canadá, y lo hicieron en una presentación en ITF, iba a ganar la Copa Davis. Él logró en definitiva ganar la Copa Davis con Inglaterra, ¿sí? Que vencieron a Bélgica en la final, un gran partido. Y dice que obviamente él ganó junto con Daniel Nestor la medalla de oro de los Olímpicos en Sydney, por ejemplo. Sí, él tuvo 10 años con ellos, ganaron Grand Slam. Con Jamie Murray ganó Grand Slam también. O sea, el sentido es totalmente diferente cuando tú ganas la Copa Davis, porque es un trabajo en equipo, y además que es un trabajo en equipo, es un trabajo que en ese momento, en la anterior Copa Davis, tú tenías que jugar en febrero, en abril, en septiembre y en noviembre. O sea, tenías había que ganar 4 partidos, por lo cual el sentido del equipo, de la pertenencia, de jugar por tu país y además sostenerle ese deseo durante todo el año, lo hacía muy especial. La pregunta que le hice también es, bueno, ¿cómo hizo el trabajo con Jamie Murray y Andy, que jugaron en el dobles, siendo Jamie un especialista y Andy un singlista, ¿no? Yeah.
Okay, so regarding Andy and Jamie, the captain was, of course, quite in US tennis. He say Andy can win 2 singles, and if we win the doubles, that's it. And Andy knew it too. So This is to show his level of commitment that he wanted to win Davis Cup. So during the O2, the Masters at the end, it's on a hard court. He would go and train with me on clay court to perfect his doubles, to be sure that when he will play the doubles match with Jamie, that it could become our third point. He was very confident, and he should be, that he could beat Goffin because he felt he plays like Goffin, but 10%, 5% better, a bit stronger, a bit this. He felt he will beat their number two also. So he was confident he wins at 2 point. He was not confident that our second singles would not win, but he didn't want to rely on someone else. He wanted to get the 3 points. And so he did, I will reckon, at least 12 or 15 hours of doubles training during the O2 on clay court while he was playing on hard court. Now, did he do well during that O2? He didn't do well at all. It was not a great performance. I would not say he didn't care. What he cared, because it would not be fair, he didn't care. What he cared the most was winning that Davis Cup, because 76 years that UK didn't win that. So he was fully committed. I will reckon that Andy Murray knows as well as all the doubles tactics. He knows exactly the British system. He could play with any of the double specialists we have in UK and play exactly the same system. So he know it like really well because he learns fast, of course. But we went through everything that every other doubles players have learned. And he's a great doubles player.
Very good. Uno de los conceptos fundamentales que explica, porque la pregunta fue cómo Andy trabajó junto con su hermano Jamie, y Andy es como singlista, es que una de las cosas que hizo fue, bueno, sabían que tenían que ganar 3 puntos, él decía, yo gano mis 2 puntos, y el capitán de Copa Davis de Inglaterra también decía, él es el entrenador en jefe, decía, ok, Andy gana sus 2 puntos, tenemos que ganar el dobles, como opción es que se gane el segundo single, pero tenemos que ganar el dobles. Entonces lo que hizo Andy fue empezar a entrenar en clay courts para sentirse más confiado sobre la táctica que tenía que hacer en dobles. Y una de las cosas que, de hecho, él, aunque estaba jugando en canchas rápidas, entrenaba el dobles en clay courts, ¿no? Para sentir mucho más cómo tenía que ser la jugada y aprenderla correctamente. Dice que Andy aprendió rapidísimo, porque es un gran jugador, sí, y además es un gran doblista, y pudieron los dos jugar perfectamente junto con su hermano. There is a particular things being brothers in terms of communication?
Yes, let's say, because I don't want it to be here, let's say the Bryan brothers have more easily a great energy.
Okay. Okay.
Let's say sometimes it's not, like Jamie wants to sometimes say what to do because he knows more about doubles. And let's say Andy is not really used to be told what to do. So let's say they, as brothers, they are real brothers. They do very well. But sometime on the court, I think it was better that maybe I give some direction to the team. So it didn't come, it's not Andy saying to Jamie what to do. It's not Jamie saying to Andy what to do. It was me more getting that. Yeah. But of course, while they play, they make the decision. You know, I will not pretend I make them win. But for the communication, it was good I give some direction and trust their skills to pull the win.
Yeah. Lo que dice que, bueno, como hermanos, no es exactamente como los Bryans, que juegan todo el tiempo juntos, ¿sí? Porque en definitiva uno, Jamie, decía más lo que había que hacer porque su especialidad en dobles, pero también Andy es un gran jugador, es un gran campeón y también decía o pensaba lo que tenía que hacer. Entonces lo que hicieron es comunicarse con Luis y generar ese triángulo, ¿no? The three people that you say, ¿no? Y entonces él sugería lo que había que hacer en términos de la comunicación y ellos tomaron la decisión finalmente. Y fue un gran ejemplo de cómo ganaron el dobles y contribuyeron para que Inglaterra ganara finalmente la Copa Davis después de muchos años. Let's go to the final. One more question. You did a lot of courses in Argentina. We did a lot of courses there, and you did in many countries. You love a lot the same, no? To transform people and to bring new ideas. How was your ride in terms? Because probably, I don't know if you are traveling that used to be on the past, no, to do different courses. But you did a lot. you in Argentina, you did 3 times, no? I think
Yes.
you were there 3 times, and we spent a wonderful time there. But also you did a lot of traveling around different countries. How was that? How was your transformation also, no?
It's funny, I had to check how many countries I went to present, and I've done 35 countries of
That's great.
conference. And I much prefer going there as a speaker than as a coach. First, the coach, you go to always the same country, but you go to the airport, to the site or the hotel, site, hotel, and that's about it. Match is over, tournament, we change place. When I go for a conference, I meet the people. I meet nice people like you. And normally, every country, me too, when I receive a speaker in Canada, you want to show them the nice place of your country. So they bring me a nice part of the town. You bring me to see what was it called anyway. But anyway, I saw like Flamingo. You show me a lot of nice things. I go to
Yeah.
people. Uh, the experience is so much more human. It's so much more like beside me giving my topics, you know, everything is social after that. It's social with people. Bring me to the club, bring me to everywhere. And it's such a much better experience for me to go see a country and have a feel of their people doing a conference beside going as a coach with the player. So I really love that. And until I joined the LTA, it was the first time I became a full-time employee in 2007. So I became an employee for the first time, I think, at 55 years old. I was always a freelance. When I was with Canada, it was a 50 days contract. And I was doing 3 to 4 months of conference for several reasons. It helps my value of contribution. Second, you learn when you present because people ask you questions you didn't think about and say, gee, that's a good point. It makes you think, research, which go with my value of always improving. And I think that giving is sharing because when you give, you receive too.
Yeah.
Like I give to you things when I go there, and what did you do? You just give me a lot of things too, So it was always a very, very important side. I really enjoy it all the time to do coaching, conference, and now I cannot do that much. I do maybe just 2 conferences a year in other countries because I'm full-time employee. But I loved it, and I really enjoy. I enjoy going to because you name some country. I really enjoy going to Brazil. It was Carlos Cayer inviting me, and I had a great time there. Argentina 3 times. I went to Mexico, really enjoy it. I went to Colombia, I enjoy it too, and play Davis Cup there too. So I really have great memories from that.
Okay. Una de las cosas fundamentales que él prefiere es cuando él viaja como speaker, como ponente, más que como coach, porque eso te permite relacionarte con la gente. Hizo presentaciones en 35 países diferentes y entonces las presentaciones o los cursos lo que te permite es interactuar con la gente y generar una relación y entonces hay un proceso de ida y vuelta constante con respecto a el dar, ¿no? Y al recibir también ideas o preguntas. Desde el año 2007 hasta está como contratado full time por la LTA, entonces no tiene ya tanto tiempo para poder hacerlo. Hace algunas presentaciones, 1 o 2 al año, pero hoy está muy dedicado a todo el proceso de educación de entrenadores de la LTA y con los equipos competitivos de Davis Cup y Fed Cup. Last one from myself. Which kind of cultural difference did you find? Because you are coming from Canada, even you speak in some areas speak English and then speak French, and then you change from UK and then from the culture because it's an adaptation, no? Of course, you are a worldwide coach. You adjust, but anyway, to live there, to have a family, more than the family, to have an adaptation to the work. Okay, the coaching style. How was that?
First, it was easier than I thought because when I went to UK, they say, "Oh, the British are so like this, so conventional. All your ideas about the integrated approach and all this, they won't buy that. They're so by the book." And so I went there thinking they were all closed-minded, and to my surprise, very open-minded, very nice people. So I was happily surprised. No problem. to do that. Then the tennis players, you know what? A person is a person. They all have emotions and all this. So no problem. Training English Canadian or British, same thing. I have no problem at all. Cultural wise, it's a bit of a shock because if I go to the restaurant, everybody talk about Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United. They know football inside out, and I don't know football inside out. I'm a ice hockey. If you want to talk about a top hockey player and all this, that's fine. If you want to talk baseball, it's fine. American football, it's fine. But they don't talk about that. They talk about things, and I feel like I don't feel part of the group when they start to talk about. They talk about their stars. You know, they have quiz about which artists do that, and if I score 1 or 2 points for the team, it's the most I can. So I realize it's not my culture. It's not this. And at the beginning, I was feeling quite lonely every time it was not about tennis. I was feeling like I'm really not part of that. But in the tennis world in itself, the adaptation was super easy.
Oh, wonderful. And then you always talk from the heart, no? That is a very important thing. La pregunta fue, bueno, ¿cómo fue su adaptación? Porque viniendo de Canadá hacia Inglaterra, en la parte de tenis con los entrenadores, él pensó que iban a ser gente muy cerrada, gente que iba a ser by the book, siguiendo las reglas, y él encontró que no, que son gente que los entrenadores muy abiertos a aprender y a integrarse a nuevas ideas, cosa que hizo. También con los jugadores lo mismo, los jugadores de tenis son jugadores de tenis, ¿no? Y además son personas. Quizás más en el aspecto social, porque vio la diferencia, porque por ejemplo en Inglaterra se habla mucho de fútbol y los canadienses no hablan tanto de fútbol, hablan más de ice hockey, o sea, hockey sobre hielo, béisbol o fútbol americano, que son temas que en Inglaterra no se tocan, y entonces en el ambiente social se charla mucho sobre eso, pero en definitiva generó una adaptación. Okay, Luis, let's go to some, because we have 1 hour of your time. Thank you for your time. I know that it's late on England. Couple of questions. Some guys who are looking at us, from YouTube. Let's talk. Gabriel from Mexico is asking, what will be a good advice for a club double player?
I will talk more. I will answer the term more in function of a team. I think if you want to win at the club level, it's good to have a singles players with a doubles player. And I think the combination of a very good baseliner and one at the net who can stay close to the net, because when you have 2 doubles players playing the net at that level, they cannot be close to the net. They will be lobbed. And if they're not close, they cannot put the ball away. Yeah. But when your friends stay back, then you can stay close to the net. And then if you're a good doubles player, you'll put the ball away and your partner can set you up. I think I did run interclubs, like I used to own a big club in Canada. And my best teams that I always put together was a singles players with a doubles player. Stuff like this. Second thing, everybody wants to play with the best player available, the nicest person. So I just say, be that person that everyone wants to play with. That's very important.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah. La respuesta es, la pregunta fue, ¿cuál es la recomendación de dobles para un jugador de club? Dice, bueno, trata de primero, la recomendación es tener un jugador que juegue bien singles y un jugador que siempre busca uno que juegue bien singles para que desde atrás meta muchas pelotas y te colocas lo más cerca posible de la red. No, desde ese punto de vista no recomienda que los dos jugadores vayan a la red, porque en definitiva si se pegan mucho a la red los pueden pasar de globo, y si están lejos de la red pueden tener problemas en una pelota corta. Entonces la mejor posición para un equipo de club es uno atrás y uno adelante, ¿sí? Y aguantando la mayor cantidad posible de pelotas. El segundo concepto que es fundamental, que dice es que siempre en los clubes se busca el mejor jugador, el jugador más simpático o el más simpático. Su recomendación es que trates de ser ese jugador, ¿sí? Let's have Well, the same. Tom from Mexico too is asking some tips for serve and doubles. Which kind of the recommendation you can give to this is another coach.
Okay, so first of all, every time the teams I work on, we work on the serve. We work on 4 basic movement. So let's say you play the deuce side. You serve from regular and you stay on your side, or you serve from regular and you poach. Then you serve I formation and you go to the right, and you serve I formation and you go to the left.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 4 serves that you have to practice. This is irrelevant if you serve and volley or you serve and stay back. You have to practice that. Okay, so all the players are coached serve and volley, so they will play points, serve regular volley, serve regular poach, serve I volley to the right, serve I volley to the left. They do that 4 serves on the do side, 4 serve like this on the outside. Then if they serve and volley, I don't think that you win your serve just because of your serve. You win your serve because how you play on your serve. So I always include shot 3, the 3 shot. So therefore, after the serve and volley, I will always practice to receive a tough return, a medium return, and an easy return. So because it's serve and volley, it's not just serve. You don't just want to, you have to work your serve and volley. And finally, I will be sure also that they volley when they receive the receiver's partner pressure, so that when a match arrives, they're not stressed with it. So you have to put in training the same situation as on the match play. So in a nutshell, if I give an overview, let's say I'm training you, Fernando, say, Dave, welcome to the training camp. We're going to work on your serve and volley. You're going to serve from regular or I formation, poach or no poach. You will receive difficult return, medium, and easy return. And I'm going to also make you volley according to the level of pressure of the receiver's partner. So that will be my overview. And this is how you hold your serve.
That's a lot of serve. Very good. La traducción fue, o sea, él recomienda hacer por lo menos 4 conceptos de saque que son importantes. Primero, sacar al deuce, o sea, la línea del centro, bien, para generar en la ubicación de la pelota, bien, y generar, quedarse en la posición o que el compañero se cruce, hacer el saque regular que tienes, bien, y lo mismo, que el compañero se quede o que cruce, o hacer la formación en I, que el jugador se coloca en el centro y que salga hacia la derecha en el primer caso o hacia la izquierda en el segundo caso. Si los jugadores hacen saque y volea, no tiene sentido trabajar con esto porque en definitiva cubren hacia la red. Y si los 2 jugadores juegan de atrás, exactamente lo mismo. No tiene caso hacer esa práctica. Otra de las recomendaciones que hace en el caso de saque, los que hacen saque y red, es que practica 3 tipos de devoluciones. Una devolución muy fuerte, o sea, que te devuelvan fuerte y que puedas volear. Una devolución intermedia y una devolución muy fácil. Bien, ¿para qué? Para que tengas la opción de sentir los diferentes tipos de devoluciones. Entonces él puede decir, ok, vamos a practicar la formación en I, el jugador que está adelante va a ir hacia la izquierda, ¿sí? Y el jugador que viene de atrás va a subir a rey y vamos a tener una devolución intermedia. O sea, todas esas combinaciones las trabaja para que el jugador aprenda a resolver diferentes situaciones cuando está sacando. Okay. Well, let's move forward. We have 1 hour, almost 1 hour, 15 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay, Luis, last question or last comment. No, it's some recommendation for coaches, some principles that you believe in terms have to be very important in our role, like like teachers, like masters of people. Some tips. And we always talk about it, but some bullet points. To close this.
But of course, I will say what I believe in and what I'm one thing. So if you would, I know because sometime like you could have asked a player, what do you think about Louis? And many people have done that, so I know how they think because they tell me what the players told them. Understand? So they all say about me, which I think is a must, that Louis really care about me, because I believe that people care what you know when they know that you care.
Yeah.
Second thing, I know that they believe that I believe in them, because I always start to say, guys, the reason why you're going to win this match, I really believe in them. Otherwise, I would not coach them. And finally, I work very hard to always improve them. Always goal setting, really that. So, in a nutshell, if the player thinks I care about him, that I believe in him, and they improve with me, why will they change coach?
Yeah.
And matter of fact, pretty much all my relationship with players were always long relationship, like 10 years. I'm not the type of coach where I change player every year. And I think when you have these three qualities, you're on a long journey with the player.
Las recomendaciones que le pedí que diera tienen que ver con las creencias que él tiene y con los valores que él tiene. El primero que le recomienda es que les importe la gente. Sí, cuando a ti te importa la gente siente que eres importante para tu entrenador. Entonces, hagan sentir que es importante. El segundo concepto es que crean en ellos, ¿sí? Siempre crean y transfieran, que creen en ellos como jugador, que creen como persona y que creen que es posible que pasen al próximo nivel. Y el tercero, siempre tratar de mejorar, siempre poner objetivos, poner goal setting para generar propuestas de valor para incrementar el nivel de juego. Entonces, al final del camino, si la gente sabe que tú los cuidas, ¿no? Sabe que tú crees en ellos y sabes que estás todo el tiempo tratando de que mejoren, no hay razones para las cuales vayan a cambiar. Well, Luis, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Fernando.
All the concepts. I'm going to send you a big hug for my heart. We have a long time friendship, and also we share a lot of things together in terms of tennis, human being, a lot of things. But thank you, was very helpful for everyone, and I know that people can have your recommendation and to bring them to his career. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and congratulations for that initiative. That's very nice what you're doing for coaches. All the best.
Okay, thank you very much, Julie. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.